Rebel Yell podcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network as we put a bow on week 4, Friday night. Very busy Friday night, only one Saturday game. So everything else was Friday night around the WPIAL and City League and some of the independent schools as well. Another great weather night and a lot of points. It'll be interesting to see if we keep seeing all these points as we get into October. The weather, eventually, the mercury is going to start dipping, and especially into November football. Some of these offenses are built for success, no matter what the weather. So that'll be something that's interesting to see. Final tune-up this Friday was for teams in Class 5A's Allegheny 6 Conference. And again, everyone's excited for that conference to begin. 4A, the Big Six Conference, the Parkway Conference, and the Greater Allegheny Conference, we here call it the GAC. And then the Interstate Conference in 3A, they'll finally begin conference play next week. But that's week 5. We're focused on week 4. Let's strike up the band and look at what happened, not only the scores, but some of the outstanding performances. We'll start in Class 6A, as we are wont to do. Roman Thompson, only 78 yards, but he scored 4 touchdowns. Central Catholic cruises past Hempfield, 59-7 to improve to 2-0. North Allegheny, 2-0, but they weren't cruising. It was a dogfight. Brady Brinkley, 10 of 19 passing, 132 yards. Luke Roman, 8-yard run in the fourth quarter, turns out to be the difference as North Allegheny defeats a very game Norwin team 20-17. Cannon McMillan wins their 6A opener. Ty Jansma, 9 of 13 passing, 176 yards and a touchdown. All 21 points for the Big Macs scored in the second half. Cannon McMillan 21, Mount Lebanon 6. Blue Devils now 0-5 for the season. Non-conference, Caden Parker, 118 yards and a touchdown. Seneca Valley over Moon, 31-23. All right, 5A Big East Conference. It was Jaden Oliver, 20 of 28 passing, 188 yards and a touchdown. Armstrong beats Latrobe 17-14. That was the Riverhawks conference opener. Freshman Mason Mitchell, 14 of 21 passing, 313 yards, 4 touchdowns. Gateway now 2-0 in the conference. They keep Franklin Regional winless, 33-28, the final score. Ben Grabowski, Cody Yakimelli, 2 touchdowns each. Penn Trafford bounces back after losing to Woodland Hills last week. They shut out Kiski area 42-0. Northeast Conference, Aaron Strader, 10 of 15 passing, 194 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pine Richland is 2-0 in the conference, 56-14 winners over Plum. North Hills explodes for their first win of the season, 56-7 over Fox Chapel. Kelly McCarthy, 11 of 18 passing, 201 yards, 3 touchdowns for the winning Indians. Non-conference in Class 5A, Woodland Hills 41, Shaler 7, Taylor Reed 229 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns for the winning Wolverines, who are now 3-2. All right, 5A versus 4A non-conference. Peters Township improves to 5-0. They win the Battle of the Indians, blanking West Allegheny 28-0. Cole Nypower, 166 yards and 2 touchdowns for Peters Township. Upper St. Clair has to come back, but they do so. They win over McKeesport 17-14. Ethan Hellman, 9 of 18 passing, 152 yards, connects with a 49-yard strike to Bryce Jones late in the fourth quarter, the winning touchdown, as USC remains undefeated, 17-14 over McKeesport. One of the big games in Week 5, Upper St. Clair at Peters Township. David Dennison, 317 yards, 28 carries, 6 touchdowns. Bethel Park, 51, Trinity, 35. Aiden Wright had 2 touchdowns, including a 78-yard pick 6, as South Fayette wins at home over Bell Vernon, 28-7. Marquise Council, 19 of 30 passing for 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, including a walk-off 28-yard touchdown strike to Ray Miller as time expired in a thriller. Aliquippa comes back to break the hearts of the Penn Hills Indians 21-16. Quips are now 3-1. 5A versus 3A non-conference. Elizabeth forward 57, Baldwin nothing. Ryan Messina 121 yards passing, 2 touchdowns on a short night for the Warriors. 4A non-conference, Aiden Yoakum 310 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Mars 29, Montour 21. Tyler Eber 4 touchdowns. Thomas Jefferson beats rival West Mifflin 35-14. Freshman quarterback Marino Graham 123 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 221 yards rushing and a touchdown. Newcastle 45, Knock nothing. Chartiers Valley improves to 4-1. Luke Miranda 13 of 21 passing, 137 yards and a touchdown. Colts 22, Hampton 13. 4A versus 3A non-conference. Indiana 41, Derry 34, Roman Jones 131 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns for the Little Indians. Steve Predajna 3 touchdowns as Mount Pleasant blanks Laurel Highlands 49-0. Ryan Pursuta 102 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. Blackhawk 49, Yawk 6 in the battle of the Cougars. Jackson Mickens 2 touchdowns, including a 32-yard interception return for a score. Southmoreland improves to 5-0. The Scotties 28 and Ringgold 7. DJ Kane, big night, 202 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 118 yards rushing in a pair of scores. Ambridge wins their first 42-32 over Greensburg-Salem. Class 3A Western Hills Conference. Carson Bellinger, 5 of 9 for 168, 2 touchdowns. The machine that is the Avonworth Antelopes keeps a rolling. 5-0. They win their conference opener 48-14 over Hopewell Vikings' second straight loss. Central Valley's second straight win. Braddock Ambrose, 10 of 11 passing, 196 yards and 3 touchdowns. Warriors 51, Beaver 19. Joey Felitsky, 8 of 9 passing, 201 yards, 4 touchdowns. North Catholic routs McGuffey 63-0. 3A's Allegheny 7 Conference. Gabe Jenkins, 230 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Imani Christian improves to 5-0. They win at Highlands 27-7. Amos Glenn, 194 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. Freeport is now 5-0. Yellow Jackets win at Burrell 34-7. Cedric Mack, 17 of 25, 239 yards and 2 touchdowns. East Allegheny wins their first 14-7 over Deer Lakes. Couple of non-conference final scores. Atticus Bar, 3 touchdown passes. Quaker Valley defeats Valley 29-20. The Quakers are now 3-2 overall. Steel Valley also 3-2 in a 2A non-conference victory. They shut out Waynesburg Central 34-0. 2A Midwestern Athletic Conference. Elwood City 28, Freedom 14. Tyler Smiley 11 of 18 passing, 203 yards and 3 touchdowns. Riverside beats New Brighton 40-0. The Panthers are 2-0 in the MAC. Mason Holler 110 yards, 4 touchdowns for Riverside. Western Beaver remains undefeated. 46-14 winners over Union. Wyatt's Sparbaney with 107 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns. Enzo Marzano, a 1-yard run, and then he connects with Dax Shimrack for the winning 2-point conversion. Beaver Falls 8, Mohawk 6, snapping the Tigers' 15-game losing streak. Century Conference, Tristan Reed, 111 yards passing, 2 touchdown runs as Washington rolls over Stowe Rocks, 49-6. Seton LaSalle routs Carleton, 49-0. The Rebels improved to 2-0 in the conference, 4-1 overall, same record that Washington has. Brady McDine, 170 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Keystone Oaks, 42. Charleroi, 7. Golden Eagles are 2-3 for the season, but most importantly, they're 2-0 in the Century Conference. Allegheny Conference, South Allegheny now 5-0. They crushed South Park 56-7. Joe Gamrot, 144 yards and 4 touchdowns for the Gladiators. Apollo Ridge stuns Shadyside Academy 22-14. Jaden McCray, 3 touchdowns for the winning Vikings. Fabian Nixon, 7 of 9 passing, 250 yards and 4 touchdowns. Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, 40. Ligonier Valley, 6. To Class A, Black Hills Conference history made. Matt Sieg, 172 yards rushing. The Penn State recruit scores 3 times, and that makes him the all-time leading touchdown scorer in WPIAL history. He now has 118 touchdowns in his career, and that passes the 117-yard record set by a couple of Clairton Bear legends, Tyler Boyd and Lamont Wade. Bionte Mott, 177 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bishop Canavan, 44. Cornell, 7. Oh, by the way, congratulations, Matt Sieg. Amari Moman, 131 yards on the ground. Will Morgan, 97 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns as we jump to the Big 7 Conference. Southside, 35. Shenango, 7. Rams improved to 2-0 in conference play. Lucas Santilli, 2 touchdown passes, a touchdown run. Laurel bounces back from their first loss of the year last week. They win over Rochester 40-0. Anthony Eakin, 155 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Neshannock wins their conference opener 62-27 over Northgate. Class A's Eastern Conference, Clairton 72, Fraser nothing. Bears improved to 2-0 in conference play. Leechburg also 2-0. They have a date with the Bears in a couple weeks. Tim Andrasey having himself a monster year. 259 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. Leechburg 36, Jeanette 27, first conference loss for the Jayhawks. Samir Crosby, 77 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Greensburg Central Catholic 34, Brentwood 6, and Max Kratt and Caden Levi, 2 touchdowns each. Riverview 64, Springdale 14. Tri-County South, Logan Hartley, 6 of 6 passing, 113 yards and a touchdown. California 2-0 in the conference. They win at Avella 42-0. Eagles' first loss of the season. Jefferson Morgan 2-0 in the conference, 5-0 overall. They blank Carmichael's 33-0. Joel Reiser 4 touchdowns as West Green shuts out Mapletown 40-0. And Bentworth bounces back to defeat Beth Center 42-7. The Bearcats and the Bulldogs are both 1-1 in the TCS. Class A non-conference, Brady Versick, Marcus Holt, 2 touchdowns each. Sarah Catholic 39, Summit Academy 6. The Eagles win their first game of the season. City League, Omar Pack, 116 yards rushing and a touchdown as Westinghouse beats Butler. This is a non-conference game, obviously, 40-14. University Prep beats Perry 54-0 in the City League. Other independents, beside Butler losing for the second time, Albert Gallatin 5-0. They win at home over Uniontown 46-10. Morgantown, West Virginia defeats Connellsville 48-21. Falcons 1-4. Bronzeville 0-4. They lose to Conotton Valley, Ohio, 46-0. So a very, very busy Friday night around the WPIAL and in the general area on this week 4 Friday night. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, coming up here in the Rebel Yell podcast, Monday we will have our WPIAL week 4 player of the week. Tuesday, our WPIAL week 4 team of the week. Talk to the coach of that team and obviously the player of the week during the podcast. And then Wednesday, we get you ready for full-blown conference action, week 5 of the high school football season. Excuse me. Almost made it through without a cough. Thanks to our producer, Chris Lackner, for his hard efforts. Check out the highlights of some of the action from Friday night. He's putting those together, and we'll put them out on social media. That's right. A double thumbs up. Also, check us out on Spotify. That's right. Double thumbs up. for that as well. I'm Don Rubble. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for your continued support of high school sports. We couldn't do it without you. It's the Rebel Yell podcast on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.